Hey, good day, everyone. I'm Rob Esparro with the Viral Volley podcast, and we have a very special VNL edition. This one, quarantine in Italy. We've got the USA Women's National Team members, Kelsey Robson, at least from the eyes up, with the beautiful hair, and Jordan Larson, outside hitters for Team USA. Thanks for joining me today, ladies.
Thanks.
Hey, obviously looking at Kelsey and having some internet issues, and everyone having to bubble. What's it like being in that VNL bubble? With all the different teams and the amount of athletes and personnel required to run this event. We'll start with you, Kelsey.
Yeah, I was actually very pleasantly surprised at how well things are running so far. We've been super fortunate to be in a beautiful hotel. I know that it hasn't been the case for every single team, but we've been super lucky and things have been just running smoothly. Jordan and I played in China this year in a bubble situation too, so I think we're pretty good at the bubble tournament style thing. So I don't know. I've just been grateful to have things work out pretty well.
Yeah, Kelsey, I got to follow up with a question there because I know you went from China and then to Turkey. How were the situations like there for you?
So China was in a bubble. You had to obviously quarantine to get into China and then do a bunch of testing. And we were really hotel to gym. That was it for about 8 weeks. And then when I went to Turkey, completely different, kind of 180 on that. And it was just, if people test positive, you can't play, but we're gonna kind of keep moving through it. And then if too many people tested positive, we'd have to postpone the games. And then our team had to forfeit the finals, the series, because of having too many cases, and there was no postponement at that point. So we ended up having to forfeit being able to finish the league, I guess. So we took second because of it.
Right. Now, Jordan, how about for you? First of all, we'll talk about in Rimini or in Italy for VNL. How's the experience been for you?
Yeah, like she said, I've been really impressed by all the protocols, and I think that we, as a national team, we're trying to practice good COVID protocols while in California. So actually coming here there was a little more freedoms within that, and so as far as just having access to a pool here and having some beach time. So sorry for the notifications on my end. Someone's blowing me up. Sorry about that.
David Hunt.
Yeah, exactly. David, it's your fault. So yeah, I don't know. It's been really nice. And I think a lot of us too, we haven't, as a national team, we haven't really competed since 2019, and okay, in California, we were able to practice with each other, but not really spend quality time. And here we're actually getting some quality time and having conversations, and I think we really missed that camaraderie. So that part has been really nice.
Well, similar for you, you were both in China, but you went from China to the US to playing in the Athletes Unlimited, tournament. What was the situation like in comparison with this quarantine and bubble?
Yeah, it was pretty
Or is it the Dome? They called it the Dome, right?
But more of a shield, just because we had some people coming in and out as far as production goes. But in general, we tried to keep up with the protocols there as well. So it was a lot of just to a hotel to the gym. And yeah, I mean, but then we tried to do some activities outside and just try to remain within some parameters. But in general, I thought it was really good. So we're kind of used to it at this point of being in kind of a lockdown state. But we're trying to make the most of it and playing a lot of cards and, all that stuff. So.
Well, I'm sure your significant others are just hurting big time because you guys have been away for close to 2.5, 3 months now in some kind of bubble of some kind.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's normal for us. I mean, being away for 8, 9 months at a time is not uncommon. Yeah, not ideal for sure, but
yeah. Well, let's jump over to VNL play. This is week 1, and that's the reason why we're starting this up so people can get a sense of what's going on because it's different time zone, but not everyone gets to be diehard hardcore and wake up those crazy times in the morning. Or it's not too bad right now. It's 9, 11 in the morning for Pacific time, but USA goes 3-0 in the week, only dropping one set to world number 3 Brazil. What are your guys' thoughts on your team's performance? We'll start with Kelsey, even though didn't see any time this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought we jumped out right, like very strong right away, and it was fun to see. I guess not being able to suit up and play, just to sit and watch and see like how our team handled the first matches we played in 2 years and how we adjusted to other teams. We're used to seeing our own offense and playing against that, and so making an adjustment to a slower offense. Most teams don't go as fast as us, and
Yep.
it was exciting. I saw a lot of great defensive rallies, and it's hard not to want to be out there for sure.
Yeah. How about you, Jordan? You got to start 2 of the 3 matches in week 1. What are your thoughts on the team's performance?
Yeah, like she said, I thought we came out really strong against Dominican, and obviously carried that through the weekend. And I thought we just kind of remained consistent, like across the board. And I don't know, I think it's pretty cool to see how much has changed over the last, year and a half, 2 years. People have had some downtime a little bit as far as being in quarantine, but then having like a nice ramp up and having a decent quality season overseas. So I feel like people have gotten better. The team has gotten better. We really worked like culturally off the court, like to create something that we're proud of. And so I think that really showed in a lot of actions throughout the series so far.
Yeah. Obviously have a deep lineup, seen a different combo of those lineups, and they've been getting it done. And we still haven't even seen you, Kelsey, or setter Micah Hancock. Outsides, which is so loaded, Michelle Barch-Hackley, Kim Hill, the middles, Chia Bogu, Libro Megan Courtney. I mean, what do you think of the potential and the depth of this team? I mean, I looked at it on paper. I was like, oh gosh, that's a pretty potent lineup. So we'll start with you, Kelsey.
I think it's cool to see, whatever lineup we put out there can, find a way to win. And it's definitely awesome to see a lot of the younger girls who haven't had a chance maybe in the past get some time out there and show, how they've progressed from college. Especially, I mean, if you watch the game against Brazil, Sarah Wilhite, to see her do so well was just like, I don't know, it's just joyous to watch everyone be together. And I feel like the cool part about this year is seeing so many young players kind of flourish, and also the potential of not only this year but years to come is really exciting.
Yep. How about you, Jordan? Thoughts on the lineup?
I second that. I think that we're lucky that we have a lot of depth, and anybody we put in there really beats hard, and so I think that's what makes us unique. But I also think that we have some pretty lofty goals this year, and hopefully, we can kind of remain on the same page and just go attack it and get after it this summer. So,
yeah, returning champions, defending champions of VNL, as a matter of fact. So excited to see where it happens there. One big event that did happen during this week 1 is we saw the return of your middle blocker, Foluke, just had a baby, became a mom. I was amazed. It was 2018 since she last saw court time. What are both of your thoughts on her return? And we'll start with Jordan on this one and go to you, Kelsey.
Yeah, we all kind of got a little emotional like before the match, I think for her, I mean, just the magnitude of the situation and how hard it was for her to really come back. She necessarily wasn't the healthiest to start with, as far as like she had some injuries and things like that, and then having a baby and then dealing with some challenges along like that is a huge challenge in itself. And so I think for her, just coming full circle and then be able to represent the national team again is just a really big blessing. And obviously we missed her as teammates. I missed her as a friend, and just having her on the road. And so yeah, it was just really cool to see her, and I mean, she is one of the toughest people I've ever met. As far as pain tolerance, you talk about, like, just unbelievably tough. So it was really cool to see.
Yep. How about you, Kelsey?
I had when she got her first kill, like everybody from the box to the bench to like was just like up in arms and like chills and screaming. And so it was, I don't know, she's a huge inspiration, I think, to a lot of people. And just to show that it can be done and pave the way for women who want to be moms and, you know, don't necessarily want to end their career. So we're just happy to have Luke back.
And not a bad first performance, 10 kills or 10 points and hitting 500. I'd take that stat line any day. So in week 2, Team USA, which jumped to number 1, I just found out reading around this morning in the world rankings, plays number 7 Serbia, number 10 Netherlands, and number 15 Thailand. What are your guys' thoughts on this on week 2's competition? I'll start with you, Jordan.
I think any opponent that we see across the net is always going to be a challenge. I think ultimately, as we continue through this tournament, is we're going to be looking at ourselves a lot. Like, what can we do to improve every day, and what are we trying to work on our side, and maybe focus less on what's coming at us and just really hone in on our skills. And so, but I think they're all 3 great opponents, and I think it's going to be fun matches this next series.
Yep. Kelsey, thoughts?
Yeah, I think I would just echo that. I think all the teams we'll face will be good quality competition, but I think the most important thing for the summer is to focus on our side of the court and what we do well and making sure we get better and stronger in the areas that we need to.
Well, hey, I can't thank you guys enough, but I wanted to ask you guys, what's the best way to follow you both as you go through your VNL journey for the next 30-ish days or so? Kelsey, how can they track you?
I have my Instagram, krobin32, and then I am working on some vlogs on my YouTube channel, Kelsey Robinson. I think it's 23 for YouTube. So those will be out within the next few weeks when I'm stopped being so lazy.
How about you, Jordan?
And the internet.
Yeah, the internet is the problem.
Yeah, it's the problem. Yeah. I have Instagram handle gov1007, so random. I don't know. And then Twitter, I just usually repost Jordan Larson 10. And then I have Facebook as well. But I'm probably most active on Instagram. But yeah, post here and there. So
good. Well, I'll be sure to throw down the USAvolleyball.org website, but also USAVWNT on Instagram and USA Volleyball also on Instagram and Twitter. So got to follow our teams because they are going to be killing it. They're defending champions. And Kelsey Robinson, Jordan Larson can always count on the Cornhuskers to come on. Always enjoy speaking with you both. So wish you the best in week 2, and hopefully we can chat again, and we'll work that out.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rob.
All right, let me stop it.